Hello everybody and welcome back to another video of Bookmas. So today we're going to be reacting to the beginning of the year book tag that I did. I'm just going to kind of see how many things I got done, how many I didn't, and all the goals that I had set out for myself. We'll see if we achieved them or not, and I think it might be a fun video. So buckle up, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get started. I'm going to be overlaying the video here. I did download it off my YouTube. Due to that, I don't want obviously any feedback, so I will be wearing some headphones. Yeah, they're very cute, aren't they? Let me just find the video. I'm going to skip the intro, obviously.
Hello everybody and welcome
So
back.
loud.
The first question we have is, how many books do you plan to read this year? So last year my reading goal was actually 70 books and I ended up reading 103. So how I normally do my reading goals is I take it off of what I achieved the year before. The year before that I had 48 books and I did 65. So naturally after reading 65 books I made it 70, and then I read 100 books. So this year, well, I actually read 103, and then this year we are upping it to 100. I'm not 100% sure I can reach that goal this year because, like I said in many videos, I am getting married in a few months, or a couple of months even. So I don't know how much time I will be able to dedicate to this channel or reading. I'm going to try and pre-film as much as I can, but no promises. But I'm going to try my hardest. This year so far I've already read only 3 books. I'm reading I don't know what the series is called, but it's the Glow of the Air. No, what is the Everflame one?
Kindred's Curse.
Can't remember what it's called. I know the second one's called Glow of the Everflame, and then Heat of the Everflame, which I'm just finishing up now. It is 1,000 pages, completely unnecessary.
I am rambling quite a bit, aren't I? But yeah, so I had read 3 books by January and I've reached my reading goal. My goal was 100 books for this year, which obviously I did reach. According to Goodreads, I've read 126 books so far, so definitely exceeded my goal. I think for next year, I will not make it so high. I think I'm just gonna aim for like say 80 books and just not put so much pressure on myself, because this year I know I wanted to grow my channel, so I wanted to just read and consume so much that I was burning myself out, and I ended up not doing my second channel anymore, and I was just focusing on this channel, but it's still moving really slow because obviously I don't only read popular books and I don't aim to read popular books. This year I think my goal will be much lower, but I did reach my goal. So let's move on to the next question because honestly I'm rambling a lot here.
Question number 2 is, which books do you plan to reread this year? So I've thought long and hard about this question because there are a few books that are really popular that I actually dislike, and I want to give them another chance, just because I think a strong reason for me not liking books like that is because either I am slumpy or a book hangover, or I'm just reading books when I'm not in the mood for that genre. So that can seriously affect the way I rate my book, obviously, and how I feel about the book going into it.
That logic is so wrong. I don't know why I said that. Honestly, rereading a book that I didn't like, I don't stand by that. Not well, I just said that. Can't remember the word, but I don't stand by that. It's so stupid, because if you don't like the book, why are you giving it another chance? Like, I just think it's silly. Like, some books it did help me with, but that's because I was either going into a slump or something like that. But generally speaking, I don't approve of rereading books you don't like, because there's absolutely no point.
So the first book here I have is Daisy Hate. I can't remember the booktuber's name. Her name's Kayla, but it's like Lala Reads or something like that, and she's busy reading the Magnolia Parks series as well, and she actually liked this book. So I thought to myself, she's not a romance reader at all. She reads a lot of like thriller and horror. So I thought maybe I need to give this another chance, because I love the Magnolia Parks side of things, but I don't love the Daisy Hates. It's actually in my bottom for 2024. So I think I'm going to give this another chance. I did get, you'll see in an upcoming haul, I did get the 3rd book in the series, but I think I need to give it another chance. I've actually wanted to read this book since I read it. So it was originally a soft DNF, and then I finished it and I gave it a 2.5 star. It just made me feel dumb. Like, I didn't think Dark Academia was so academic. A lot of the times I just felt dumb and I didn't really understand, and the words, not the words, but the names she called things, like, it just felt a little bit out of my grasp. But now that I know kind of the plot line, I think I might enjoy the book a little bit more. So I think some point this year we will reread this. I might do a video rereading all of these that I am speaking about right now. There's only one more that I will mention after this, and maybe it will change my rating. I'm not entirely sure, but it was really difficult to get through. Then lastly is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This was a recent read for me. I probably read this in November if I'm not mistaken, and I didn't love it. I gave it a 3-star because I love the little glimpses of romance you got in it, because I do like romantasy. The whole storyline just felt, I don't know how to describe it, but it didn't feel enough. I felt like I needed more. I needed a little bit more description, a little bit more world building, a little bit more of everything. Like, we got a lot of the character and the monster in her head, and maybe it is more of like a character study on her, but I just felt like not enough was given for me. I think I gave this a 3-star, and I can't understand how everybody else loved this book so much more. I love the concept of their magic system, but I felt like it wasn't fleshed out enough. Okay, I'm gonna just stop it right there. So I did reread Daisy Hates for sure, and I did give it a higher rating, not by much. I initially gave it a 3.5 and then up to 204, and I did really enjoy it more my second time round, and that's only because I completely disregarded all the footnotes, ignored it, because that throws me out the story, and I enjoyed the story so much more. Ninth House, I didn't reread, and One Dark Window I attempted to reread. One Dark Window I DNF upon my reread. Ninth House I'm not even gonna try. I know my taste now better than I did then, and it's not something that exactly for me. I just don't think I'm the target audience for it. I feel like it's too intellectual and I just didn't vibe with it. I wanted more, and unfortunately that wasn't it. So I don't approve of my whole ethos there about rereading books that I didn't enjoy, because it's a waste of time and it puts me into a slump. So definitely grown a bit from that. I did reread some other books, also some books that I didn't like, and I tried to reread them, but there's some other books that I reread as well, which you will see in the upcoming beginning of the year book tag. But just know that I did read some other ones that I absolutely loved. So it does work if you like a book, but it really doesn't work if you don't. Question number three is a priority read for you on your TBR for 2020. Priority read for 2025. Okay, this was back in January of this year, and I think I didn't have that many books on my TBR list. If I'm looking down over there, I did have a few, but not that many, so I think it wasn't as ambitious as it would be now. 5. We should all guess this, but definitely need to finish the ACOTAR series. I haven't done a December wrap-up. There's not many weeks left of this month anyway, so I only have like 2 proper videos planned till the end of the month. So beginning of February, I'll definitely round up my December and January reads. The point I was making about my roundup is I read A Court of Frost and Starlight, and I gave that a 4.5 star. Really loved it, even though it was a novella. It just gave us a glimpse into what everyday life would look like when they're not at war. This is the final book in the ACOTAR series. I am dying to finish it. I want to know what happens. She is a tome, but I cannot wait to see what this book is about. I know that it says Nesta's point of view, so I wonder how I would feel about that, because I really did love Vera as a character. We'll see, but this is definitely high up there as a priority. So I did read this. It was on my priority and I really did enjoy it. You'll see it on my favorite books coming up later. I think it's the last video of Vlogmas, but yeah, I did read that. I did complete it. Another priority for me is definitely finishing the Shatter Me series. I started it back in December 2022. I still haven't completed it. I think I've read 3 books so far. Definitely a priority. I have 3 of them with me right now, and the rest are okay. Shatter Me, I did complete it. I finished it, and I also read the spin-off, and I think the spin-off series is what made me finish the series, because I was going so slowly through the series. But when I started reading them back to back to back, I started to pick up faults in them, and I was like, maybe I don't like it as much as I thought I did, because I would forget like little elements between the books. So yeah, but I did finish that. So in the UK with my partner, so when he comes back for the wedding, I think I might ask him to bring the rest of the series, because I need to complete it. It's taken me a year now just to read the 3 of the books, so definitely high up there as a priority. I am already reading her other series, which is over there, which is part of the Swerven Kingdom. I do have the complete series as well, but I don't really want to continue until I finish Shatter Me. Question number 4. This is a very juicy one quite spicy. An author you won't be reading more of this year.
Author you won't
so as
be
you know, I'm
reading
quite
more of
new
this
to
year.
the
Okay.
book community. I only started seriously reading again, I guess, in 2022. I was adding some videos of my reading experience on my makeup channel, which was clashing kind of with my algorithm. So I moved it over to this page, which I started maybe a year ago now. So I haven't had an extensive reading list. I usually read like 50 to 60 books a year, but this year, like I said, I read 100. So I have a broader spectrum of authors and books and genres I've been reading. Sometimes I just feel like an author just isn't for me. You can just feel it, like the way they write and the sentence structures and the book format, and unfortunately there are just some things that I now realize I don't particularly like. The author that I am adding first on this list is Ruth Ware. I read one of her books and I've watched extensive videos about her and her books, and a lot of people have thought the same thing. It's just boring. It's not a thriller. There's too much detail. It's just a little bit too much. So I literally, yeah, I'm swearing that off for this year. And then, controversial as it might be, Emily Henry. Unfortunately, I just don't gel with her writing. I found it really boring. I don't think that it's necessarily romance. It's more like general fiction, and I know for a fact I don't like general.
Okay, so Ruth Ware and Emily Henry. I actually recently purchased a book from Ruth Ware, but it's a really thin, small book. So I'm going to check. I only read one book of hers, so I don't know why I was swearing it off. But the same with Emily Henry. I only read one book of hers, so I don't know if it's appropriate to do that. But I kind of know my reading taste much better now. So maybe this Ruth Ware book that I got could be a little bit better. I just know the one that I think it was called The It Girl. It just wasn't it. So I'm going to give it another chance. And I got it from the work, so it was really affordable anyway. So it's no skin off my back. However, Emily Henry, I just listened to reviews of other people and I'm like, I will not like that. I just don't like the mundane. I like escapism. I don't like things that are really close to real life, because that's not why I read. So definitely Emily Henry, still another one. I do have a couple more to add to this list when the time comes. I still stand by Emily Henry. I really didn't enjoy Happy Place. I think I tried to listen to People We Meet on Vacation, tried to listen to the audiobook, but I was so bored once again, I just gave up on it. So Emily Henry is still a big fat no for me. I think, yeah, I'll talk about it in a future upcoming video, but there's another author that I really want to add to this list, even though I liked, I think, one of her books, but the rest of them, maybe two of her books, and the rest of them I just haven't gelled with, so maybe I shouldn't read more from this author. But anyway, moving on to the next question.
Question number 5. A popular book you want to read this year. I don't know if you know this about me, but I definitely struggle to read popular BookTok viral books, because a lot of the time I do not have the same opinion, and it is hard to come into the internet and admit to that. This book I've been swearing off for the longest time, and I think it's by time that I just suck it up and read it, and that is Fourth Wing. I don't know why, I just had this feeling like it was not going to be for me, and the hype is just too much around it, and for me that's a deterrent completely. I think now is time. The third book in the series, which is called Onyx something, is coming out this year, so I might as well just try it out and see how it feels.
Okay, Fourth Wing. I ended up reading Fourth Wing. Obviously, you would have seen it in a video. And then I read Iron Flame and Onyx Storm. I loved all of it. Absolutely was so wrong about not liking it. I absolutely loved it. One of my up there fantasy series, up there with ACOTAR as well. Absolutely loved it. I was very, very wrong. So maybe sometimes I do like popular books, but I just get scared to read them.
Anticipated new releases for 2025. I don't have a lot. I went through the list on Goodreads and then one on Amazon and one on just Google, just to check what is going on. But I don't read a lot of romance. I don't mind if it's adult romance, any romance. I'm not really particularly drawn to anymore. I'm just too old for that, honestly. There's a lot of new romance releases, but I haven't seen anything else that I really am enticed by. But there are a couple, obviously. There's one called The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I can't remember the release date, but I will add it on the screen. That looks really, really interesting. Like I said, I don't love One Dark Window, but I'm looking forward to Two Twisted Crowns because apparently it ties everything up really nicely. But I'm looking forward to another book by her and see what she does. And then obviously Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I didn't think I would love the Powerless series. After reading the first book, I was like, meh, not my favorite. I felt like she stole a lot of ideas, or stole isn't the right word. I take it back. She took inspiration from a lot of other books, and I didn't particularly like that. I just thought it was overhyped once again. But then I moved on to Powerful and Reckless. Absolutely fell in love with those books. Reckless was almost a 5-star for me. It was a 4.5, 4.75 I want to say, but absolutely loved it. The banter, the development between the two characters, I absolutely loved it. So definitely looking forward to that.
So anticipated releases. I don't think I particularly knew where to look, but I'm much better at doing my research now. So The Night in the Moth by Rachel Gillick, still haven't read that. Because of my reread with One Dark Window, I didn't feel compelled to read Two Twisted Crowns, so I just didn't read The Night in the Moth. I don't know. I'm not sure if I like it, and there's such polarizing reviews about it that I'm not sure if I will ever pick it up. Maybe in the future, but right now I don't feel any draw to want to pick it up. I have so many nice new books on my TBR that I am looking forward to, and this is not one that I particularly am looking forward to. Then what was the other one? Fearless. I did read Fearless. It didn't even come into like any of my top ratings for this year. I felt it was overdone, overwritten. It was way too much. She didn't have to add in everything that she added in, and I just felt like it was a step too far. It could have ended up so much better, but yeah, Reckless was the best book in the series for me, and Fearful as well. I saw the novella Fearful at the shop the other day, and I just don't want to pick it up. I just don't want to spend any more money on the series because I was really disappointed in the last book. Not that bad. It was like a 3.5, but still I wanted so much more, and it took me so long to get into the book. It was so difficult. But anyway, let's move on to the next question.
The next question is a bookish goal that I have for 2025. Yeah. And I thought about this, and there's like loads. Like, I would like to buy less books, but I can't keep this channel afloat if I'm not buying books. So yeah, that's not realistic. And I do have a problem. I definitely do have a problem. If I see a bookstore, I have to go in. And if I go in, I definitely have to come out with something. Even if it's just one book, I'm just at that point in my life where books are really, really important, and it's how I enjoy my pastimes. That's not realistic. So my goals are, I don't have a lot, but realistically for me, getting married and my life's gonna slightly change a little bit. These are realistic to me. So I do want to post more bookish shorts. I tried a couple times, but my channel's tiny. Little itty bitty. They don't do as well as I intend to do, and because I come from like more of the makeup side of things, like what works for on a makeup channel doesn't necessarily work on a book channel. So I'd love to come up with a little bit more creative ideas and post a little bit more of shorts. I also would like to maybe start vlogging on this channel. My life's kind of boring at the moment because I'm just biding time until the wedding, like just doing all these things. It's not vloggable. I'm not confident vlogging outside the home anyway, and just vlogging from home, I'm not sure if that's very, very interesting, but let me know what you guys think. Then we have to read more actual fantasy. I love romantasy. I've gotten to that point now. Sorry guys, if things have shifted a little bit, my memory card was full, so I just had to change that out, but I'm not entirely sure if I got the whole clip, so I'm just going to double check. I think I got most of it, but now, shit, why did I do that? Okay, so that was lame, my bookish goals, but I think I was just so new to this that I didn't really think it through. So yeah, vlogging, I know myself, I don't like vlogging. I don't like talking outside, especially with such a small base of people on my channel. Maybe like I just don't feel like it's completely warranted. Like maybe if I had a bigger following I would have more. I don't know, I just don't have the confidence to carry a camera and talk in public. Like I'm even too scared to film when the house is full of people. So imagine me out in the real world with a camera in my hand. I would never, well, I can't say I would never, but I couldn't. So don't ever expect vlogs. I tried to take like little clips like for b-roll, but other than that, absolutely not. Reading more actual fantasy. I have read more actual fantasy. It depends, like some fantasy is good, some fantasy is not good, as everything goes, but I still prefer romantasy. But I do feel like it's normal just to want to branch out a little bit. I can't remember what else I said now. I think with the exception of the vlogs, I think I've hit most of my goals. Then we have a book that has been on your TBR and you probably won't read. So a few years ago, I bought a bunch of these books from Asda in the UK. They have a book section and it was really affordable. I think they were like £3 or something, and it's all like Disney Disney retellings, and it even has the Disney inscription
I don't
there.
even
It's
know
called
why I
Mirror
bought them.
Mirror, and it's a twisted tale. What if the evil queen poisoned the prince? So like I said, it is a retelling, and I've tried now twice, I think, and I can't get past chapter 2. Like, the writing just doesn't grasp me, but it's still on my TBR because I want to read it, because everybody knows how much I love Disney. I'm a proper Disney adult, but this is not gripping enough for me. But I probably won't read it, but I really do want to try at some point.
Still haven't read that. I'm in the UK right now, obviously, and I have like 3 more of them, I think. I have a Ariel retelling and a Peter Pan, I want to say. Haven't read them still. I just don't find the writing is good. It's not good. I don't like the quality of the pages. The actual books are just really shit as well. So yeah, I don't know if I will ever read them, but I like having them. Okay, next question. A series you want to read in 2025?
In series that I want to read this year. Obviously, like I said, I want to finish the ACOTAR so that I can start Throne of Glass. I do have the first 3 books. However, I was going to buy the entire series, but I don't know if I will like it. So I'm going to start it and we'll see what happens or what I think about it. Definitely want to start that this year. I also want to start, I don't know if it is actually a name for the whole series umbrella, but it's the Belladonna series. So it is Belladonna, Foxglove and Wisteria. I really want to get into that. I have the first 2 books here. I was going to get the third, but unfortunately they have only the really tall one, which doesn't go with the series that I already have on hand. So I'm going to lay off on that for a while, but I definitely want to start that. But I can't start a new series until I've finished what I have. I have a few series still hanging in the balance there, but I definitely will do a video explaining all the series I'm in the middle of currently and the ones that I either won't finish or whatever. I definitely will do a video like that because I am literally constantly starting new series but never finishing them. Okay, so I did finish ACOTAR, I did start Throne of Glass, and I did start Belladonna. Belladonna, I have Wisteria and Holly left to read, but Holly's just a novella, so I did do all of those things that I set out to do. The last one is Lunar Chronicles, which I spoke about Cinder so many times last year by Marissa Meyer, and I really want to finish the series. I've only read the first book and I think there's 4 or 5 books in the series, so definitely want to finish that as well. Okay, that series, I'm not so sure about it anymore because, as you know, I really loved Cinder. Scarlet was meh. I don't know if I want to move on to Cress and Winter because Winter's like the thickest book, but I mean, I might as well just try and find them and then complete the series because it's not that bad. It's YA, dystopian / fantasy. Really good, but and really like for a palate cleanser, but it's not like up there with like Throne of Glass and really like high stakes fantasy. But I mean, I could just finish it. We'll see. Next question is a book to film adaptation that you're looking forward to this year. The Housemaid. That's the one that stuck out the most to me. I don't know what else is coming out, but I just know it was talked about very widely on TikTok. I know that Sydney Sweeney is going to be in it, and Amanda Seyfried. I don't know how to pronounce her surname, but that's going to be so exciting. I cannot wait. And I think Sydney Sweeney is playing Millie, so very, very, very excited for that. I have to wait an entire year till that comes. BookTube movie adaptation. I did watch Regretting You as well. The book was so much better than the actual movie. I also did watch It Ends With Us. It's not very good at all, not very good. I just don't think Blake Lively's a good actress anyway. And then also this whole thing with Sydney Sweeney about having good genes and stuff, it's kind of put a bit like a sour taste in my mouth, and I'm not sure if I really enjoy her. Like, the more movies I watch with her in it, the more I realize like she's so one note. She's not like such a good actress anyway. I feel like in Euphoria she was really good because, I mean, she basically was playing herself. It seemed like Cassie, but Cassie was just like, you know, but I just don't know if she's going to suit Millie's role, so we'll see. But The Housemaid only comes out now in December, so so far I haven't seen it, but I'm looking forward to it because I really did like that book. And after reading The Last Mrs. Parrish, I feel like I'm even more inclined to watch The Housemaid because I want to know what kind of thing they did with it, because why wasn't The Last Mrs. Parrish made into a movie? I think that would have been good as well. Anyway, question is a sequel that you're anticipating this year. I don't know if anybody knows this book. I've seen a couple of people read it on my Goodreads, but I haven't seen a widespread of people read it, and it's A Tribute of Fire by Soraya, I think that's how you pronounce her name, Soraya Wilson. I love this book. I read it in December and I gave it a 4.5 star for, I don't know if it's her debut novel, but it was amazing. I almost swore. It was absolutely amazing. I was hooked. I listened to it on audiobook. It is free on Kindle and it was great. I absolutely loved it. Left on a cliffhanger and I just couldn't wait for the next book, but it's only coming out in July and that one is called A Vow of Embers. So very, very excited. I will speak about that.
So I did read A Vow of Embers. I actually did a reread of The Tribute of Fire, spoiler, and then A Vow of Embers. Was quite disappointed by it. It wasn't as good as the first book. I just feel like it had second book syndrome and was kind of a bridging book where there were like little things that were happening, but the overarching plot was like kind of lost for me. I was quite disappointed in that, but I did end up reading it because I did pre-order it. So
book a little bit more in my wrap up, but for now just know it is so good, and if you do have a Kindle, download it. It's so good. 3 more questions left. The next one is what to expect from your channel this year. I think I kind of described it enough already. I am getting married this year. I want to include a little bit of vlogs on this channel, maybe do 2 uploads a week, but we'll have to wait and see. But other than that, I'm hoping that you can just expect some consistency from me because this is my second channel, so I wasn't focusing on it as hard, but the amount of love and passion I have for books, I can't imagine not doing it now. So definitely a little bit more consistency from me. I am hoping to also set up my other camera so I can do more like B-roll shots. So I don't know. I'm hoping to just get better at this now, like, because I only have like 45 or 46 subscribers, so with growth I think we can improve a little bit more things, but for now I don't think much will change on my channel for this year besides consistency.
Well, I feel like I've been consistent. Like I literally haven't missed an upload, I think, unless I fucked it up and accidentally put 2 videos up in one day, but I think I've been pretty consistent this day. I had like 45 or 46 subscribers then. We've basically almost tripled that. Yeah. So we are growing, very slow growth, but it is growing. And I think my goals were attainable, and I think I did. I think I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself. I do still want to, well, my main goal was to get to at least 500 subscribers this year, but that didn't happen for me even with the consistency. I think sometimes I get a little bit scattered, and because I get so nervous, it comes across like insincere, but I really do love this channel. I love doing it. Like right now I'm filming in my husband's home, and I sent him to go have a bath and just do something while I did this, because I know if someone's here, I have to keep my voice low, and I'm so aware of what I'm saying. So I just need to be a little bit more confident in what I have to say. But I mean, I am trying. I really am trying, but it's just a little bit hard for me. I've been this anxious person my entire life, so it's not going to change overnight. But I think I've gotten better. I have gotten better. But my consistency is one of the things I wanted to work on, and I think I've done great with that. I've pre-filmed like way in advance now just to keep up with it. So hopefully within the next year it will grow to triple this as well. So that would be great.
The second last question is, how's your book taste evolved from last year to this year? And I want to say that when I went into 2024, I had just been introduced to romantasy. I started ACOTAR. I did try to read The Cruel Prince, but absolutely hated that book. It's changed me. ACOTAR has changed me. I absolutely love romantasy now. Like I said, I'm busy reading the book about the Everflames. I just need to check what it's called because it's
Spark of the
Everflame. Spark of the Everflame. So I started the Spark of the Everflame series, and again, romantasy, absolutely love it. Definitely have broadened my taste, shall I say? So definitely broadened that a little bit. So more romantasy. I've actually read less thrillers in the last like year or so than I did before. Usually I was like thriller through and through, but at the moment I'm not reading anything that actually like grips me or makes me feel much. Like I did spooky season, I did 30 days just reading thrillers, and nothing really got me. There was one book that I absolutely loved and scared me to the core, which was A Book of You by Claire Kendall. Absolutely loved that book, but thrillers have just gone downhill for me. I used to also read a lot of non-fiction. Tried Britney Spears. It should be behind me somewhere. Honestly, what was that book? I don't think she was ready to write a book at the time. So I'm just mostly focusing on mysteries, and I love YA mysteries for some reason. I just find them so entertaining. I love YA dystopian, which is always always been one of my favorite genres, and then obviously just a lot more fantasy.
How's my reading taste changed? I think in this year alone, I've just learned a lot more about my reading taste, and now I can go into a bookshop and kind of decipher what I will like and what I won't. Whereas before I would read the back and then just grab a book, and now I know that the back isn't always the only thing that's going to deter you from reading. It's chapter length, it's use of language, it's line spacing, it's font, it's the texture of the paper. There's a lot that goes into a book that makes me want to read it. I've dabbled now in like more speculative stories and sci-fi, and I kind of know my taste more now. I do prefer romantasy/fantasy, love dystopian, and I love thrillers. So like you can see that there's a clear theme with the books that I like, and I think that now that I know myself as a reader, it's made it so much easier to go book shopping firstly, and secondly not to go into a slump, because I hate slumps. The other thing I just needed to learn as well is burnout. Burnout is a real thing. I can't keep reading and not taking breaks, because I would film like Monday to say Friday and then Saturday, Sunday edit, and I wouldn't give myself any time to recover. So like at the moment, I'm just recovering from a bit of burnout, because filming for Vlogmas has been, or Bookmas has been crazy. Like it's one after the other, and I just feel like I need to go. I still have like 5 videos to edit, and I'm like, so I need to pace myself like that as well. And you know what, if you miss an upload, I'm not getting paid for this, so I'm just doing it for fun, so treat it that way. But anyway, moving on to the last question.
Last question. There were a couple more on their videos, but because I don't have such an extensive experience on YouTube, BookTube, or any of those type of things, I kind of cut out the irrelevant questions. But the last question I wrote down was booktubers that you watch that inspire you. I have 4 here that are my absolute favorites. I don't know if it's everybody's favorites or if you've heard of them, but they are amazing. If you don't follow them, I would really suggest you do. So I have Ellen Catherine. She is from the UK. She's absolutely amazing. The videos are very concise, like she doesn't faff around, she doesn't add too much b-roll. It's kind of just what you see is what you get, and I absolutely love that about her, and I strive to be like that. I don't want too much b-roll and pretty things. I want to talk about books. That's why I love Ellen Catherine. Then Rachel Catherine, she's from Australia, absolutely love her. Again, she adds more b-roll, but it's very relaxing. She doesn't like go out a ton, and she does a lot of things from home, and I just relate to her a lot, so definitely one of my faves. Then I have Madison Kate. She's fairly new to me, but
she's been fairly inconsistent
I think she's only been on YouTube for a year, but she's absolutely amazing. The way she talks and just her mannerisms, I absolutely love her. I could watch all of her videos on repeat. Absolutely cannot recommend her enough. And then the last one is Just Ali. Also, again, she's great. I love her personality. She's kind of a little bit more like juvenile and full of energy, and is constantly, you know, so excited about things. She gets me excited about books, and whenever I watch her videos, I immediately want to pick up a book afterwards. So would recommend. That is
Okay, so that's the end of it, but I still agree with those YouTubers. They still are some of my favorites. I watch them consistently. There are a couple of others, or a few others, that I've added to the mix. Like I used to always also watch like a lot of makeup channels and stuff like that, but I've actually completely cut that out now. I don't really watch any makeup videos anymore. I just focus all on book channels and obviously my crime and investigation, and then I love food channels as well. But those 4 girls are still like on my rota. Madison Kate has fallen off. She literally maybe uploads once a month now, if that much. Obviously I would like more from there, and if it continues that way, I probably will unsubscribe, because I don't like that, like just making money off us watching your old videos and then not actually bringing us anything. And I know that she does do TikTok full time, so why isn't she just repurposing her TikToks on like YouTube Shorts even? So I don't really get it, so I might unsubscribe from that. Ali, again, as well, she's only posting twice a month now, where she was doing it at least, I think she was doing 2 videos a week, if I'm not mistaken. She was as well, and then went down to 1 video a week, and now it's like 2 a month as well. So not great with that. And then who else was it? Ellen Catherine and Rachel Catherine, still 2 of my favorites. They're so consistent, absolutely love them, would recommend. But yeah, I will give you my new answers when we do our new beginning of the year book tag. Obviously it might be a little bit more extensive because I've been in the book sphere for like just over a year now, or maybe going on 2 years, so I have a little bit more to participate with. But yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had fun going through, looking back on what I used to think and say, and it has changed a lot for sure. And obviously now I am married. That was before my wedding and stuff, and yeah, very interesting to watch back. My opinions have changed so much as well. Yeah, but with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow.